Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Thor issue 10, and this was a really great issue. Now, we didn't get a lot of movement on the War of Realms front, but this was a great character exploration of Odin and his relationship with Kull, his father, and Thor, while also exploring Loki and his father, Laufey, uh, the king of the frost giants, being thrown in the mix there. Now, we did get some interesting movement kind of on that front with the frost giants and Malekith, but this was mainly focused on Odin narrating and us getting his kind of perspective. So this starts off and he's having a council with Kull, his brother, and telling him that he needs his brother to go to Svartalheim to gather more intelligence on the Dark Elves and what's going on there. Kull, of course, is like, it's freaking suicide, and I don't want to freaking do it. And he's like, oh, you're going to have to do it at Spirit Point, and pretty much does it at Spirit Point and tells him to do it. Kull, of course, acquiesces to his demands, but says when he comes back, he's going to take the crown off of his head. And he goes, you wouldn't want it anyway, as he uses the remains of the Bifrost to send Kull onward. Of course, Odin is still dealing with nobody being around him and old Asgard just being deserted, decides to go with Screwbeard and mess around and make hammers. Thor then shows up a time later and sees that all of the dwarves are drunken under the table, and he's like, God damn it. He's like, fine, I'll leave you. But of course, Odin starts instigating. We see him talking about it through his thought bubbles and everything going on about how he doesn't want to do this to the boy. Of course, he's like telling him not to, just brush him off and everything. Like, let me go. And of course, Thor smacks him off of him, and he's like, fine, go back to Midgard and everything, finally pushing Thor's buttons to the point where they start fighting. And it's a nasty fight, man. They just start beating the crap out of each other. We see Heimdall is still there, and he's crying over what's happening because it sucks. These two have such a storied history, and Odin has just been acting like an ass. Now, granted, Thor isn't helping matters, but Odin can even tell that Thor is stretched too thin. He is at his wit's end, and this is kind of the last thing he needs right now, just having this confrontation with his father, as they're just banging away and using hammers and everything, and Odin even uses one of the hammers that he had made for Thor, and they're just bashing on each other. We also get the cut to the Frost Giants realm, as one of the Frost Giants is bringing up agreements to Laufey that his son was turned into a frog. And Loki's like, yeah, he was mocking me, so I decided to turn him into a frog because that would save our honor, blah, 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 blah. And of course, Laufey's like, no, kill the frog. And he's like, no, I won't do it. And it's cool to see that because you see the kind of tempers and everything that kind of are part of Odin and Thor, but then you kind of see how it's kind of different with Loki. Granted, he gets into mischief and everything, but it's always been because of his kind of outside status. And he's like, no, I don't want to do this. And of course, Laufey then crushes the frog with his foot and tells him that he's not his son and that he never will be. And then goes off to rally the troops for the invasion of Midgard. And of course, Malekith comes by and goes, oh, that kind of sucks and everything. But I've heard you've been doing a lot of stuff trying to, I don't know, collect stones and dealing with flaming wolverines. And they're like, you gonna be ready for the invasion when that happens in Midgard? He's like, yeah, I'll be there. He's like, that's kind of what I'm worried about. Then he sends kind of like dark assassins after him, telling them to make sure that his next lie is his last. It's like, damn, I love this kind of just machinations that are going around. It's just, this is the kind of stuff that really is cool because you know Loki's playing his own game. You know Malekith's playing his own game. How is it going to shake out? I mean, yeah, you would expect Malekith to do this to Loki, and anybody that he doesn't trust is like, okay, how's this gonna work? How's Dario gonna fall into place with this? It's like, yeah, okay, this is kind of cool. We then get back and we see that Thor has pretty much just beaten the unholy hell out of Odin and is pretty much getting ready to kill him. And Odin has been going through this whole battle pretty much like, I love my son, I just wish I had the words to, I wish I knew how to say it. It's like, just do it. He even brings up like how he was with his father, how he ran away from home and he was brought back by trolls, kind of bringing up the issue of kind of why uh, Odin's kind of iffy on trolls. I'm like, that's an interesting new dimension. No, I mean, there's more to it, but that's interesting. He brought back and his father would beat him, and he was crying, but not because of the beating, but these were the only times that he knew that his father cared. And it's like, of course, you might call yourself the All-Father and be this omnipotent being and everything, and even though you acknowledge that that has its limits, and you've lived so long, but you're only doing what you've learned, and you haven't learned to really express your love for your son, and it's profoundly sad. It's like, geez. And he's like, when we get to the point where Thor's standing over him, bloodied, and having a bloody hammer, and be like, do it, kill me, and I'll finally be proud of you. And Thor stops. Of course, that's when Balder comes in and says, Thor, what are you doing to our father? He's like, Father, you can call him that. He's no father of mine, and then flies away. We then see that Balder's conversing with Freya, and of course he doesn't know where Thor is, but Freya knows that Thor needs his own mother. And we see that Odin is wrapped up in everything and talking to someone, and he knows he kind of needs to do a change, and he went and he brought Tony to talk to him about kind of hitting rock bottom. Tony even talks about that. He's like, all right, tell me your little point, like, what's your relationship with alcohol, pretty much. He's like, it started when I invented meat. He's like, this is going to be a long one, as we see kind of Thor flying through the cosmos, and it's just like, wow, there was a lot of cool stuff and moments in this, and they really kind of got into the depths of the characters and their relationships with Odin and Thor, Odin and Kal, Odin and his father Bor, Loki and Laufey, and just also then bringing Tony in, Odin being like, I need help. And actually going to, well, not just someone, but also a mortal, and also Tony Stark. It was just a really cool moment, and like, wow. Even though we didn't get a lot of movement on the War of Realms front, we got some, and we got a lot of cool character moments and development here that was really enjoyable. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.